Hello, my friend. Before anything else, I want to ask you to do one simple thing. Stop for a moment. Just stop. Breathe. When was the last time you genuinely thought about yourself? Not about your job, not about what people expect of you, not about what needs to be done or who needs you, but about you. The truth is often uncomfortable. You've spent so long living for everyone else, for everything else, that you forgot to live for yourself. While the world screams for attention, for speed, for urgency, you run. You keep running until you're exhausted, worn thin, lost. But I need to ask, how long will this go on? How much longer will you keep postponing your own life? We live in a time where the noise is overwhelming. Information floods in from every direction. Expectations rise with every moment. Distractions compete for your attention from the moment you open your eyes. We've been conditioned to believe that success means being available 24/7. Always busy, always doing something. But the truth is far from that. If you don't prioritize yourself, no one else will. And eventually, you will fade. You'll become a background character in your own story. In this video, I want to help you bring the focus back where it belongs, to yourself. I want to show you how to protect your mind from chaos, how to operate in silence, how to rebuild yourself from the inside out, using the ancient wisdom of Stoicism as your compass. Because if you don't take control of your life, someone else surely will. So let me ask you again, will you finally wake up? Or will you keep sleepwalking through the life that others have designed for you? Let me tell you a story. A story about a friend of mine named Daniel. You probably know someone like him, or maybe you are him. Daniel wasn't someone people paid much attention to. He didn't stand out. At work, he was the first to arrive, the last to leave, the one everyone turned to for help. Daniel, can you cover for me? Sure, no problem. Daniel, could you take this on? Of course. Meeting after meeting, task after task, he never said no. His boss liked him, his coworkers liked him, but he wasn't seen. He was just there. Reliable, predictable, replaceable, like a tool, useful but invisible. His personal life wasn't any different. His family always came first. His friends? They knew he'd drop everything if they needed him. He rearranged his plans, sacrificed his weekends, skipped rest, hobbies, even health, for everyone else. Never once for himself. And this went on for over a decade. Not 1 year, not 2, 10 whole years of putting himself second. Until one day, in yet another never-ending meeting, Daniel felt a sharp pain in his chest. He ignored it, just stress. He thought, there were deadlines to meet, things to do, but the pain returned, again, and again. Then, one afternoon, while typing away at his desk, his vision blurred, everything faded to black. He woke up in a hospital. Diagnosis? Stress, anxiety, severe burnout. His doctor didn't sugarcoat it. If you keep going like this, your body will make you pay for what your mind is ignoring. That was the moment he finally understood. He had built his entire life around everyone else, and in the process, he had completely forgotten himself. When Daniel left the hospital, something had shifted inside. It wasn't dramatic, it wasn't immediate, but it was real. He looked at himself in the mirror and asked a question he had avoided for years. What if I started being there for myself the way I've always been there for others? That night, while scrolling aimlessly online, he came across a video about Stoicism. He had never heard of it before. Curious, he clicked play. The narrator quoted Marcus Aurelius, "A man's life is what his thoughts make of it." Daniel froze, rewound, played it again, and again. It felt like someone had reached into his chest and spoken directly to his soul. His life was exactly what his thoughts had made of it. He had believed his worth came from being useful to others, from saying yes, from never disappointing, but that belief had nearly destroyed him. So he decided to change. Slowly, Daniel began to apply Stoic principles. He said no for the first time. His boss frowned. He stopped answering work messages after hours. His colleagues whispered. He chose himself, and people called him selfish. But for the first time, he didn't care, because he had finally realized, if you don't make yourself a priority, you'll always be someone else's option. Today, Daniel still works. He still helps people, but on his own terms. He created space for himself. He rebuilt his health. He found peace. And most importantly, he found himself. You see, this isn't just Daniel's story. It's the story of thousands of people who forgot a simple truth. Their life belongs to them. And maybe, it's your story too. So ask yourself honestly. How many times have you said yes when everything in you wanted to say no? How often have you betrayed your own needs just to meet someone else's expectations? If this resonates with you, then keep watching, because today, we're going to dismantle the mindset that's been holding you back. Let's start with the first truth. Your mind is hijacked. Think about how you start your day. You wake up, and the first thing you touch is your phone. Before you even say, "Good morning," to yourself, you're scrolling, notifications, messages, meaningless videos. Your brain hasn't even had a moment of peace before it's attacked by noise. 5 minutes become 10, then 20, then an hour, and it continues all day. While eating, while walking, even in the bathroom, you can't be alone with yourself for a second. You've lost control. Your attention has become a currency. And the world is cashing in. Social media, ads, clickbait, they all want a piece of your focus. Not to help you, not to support you, but to profit from your distraction. And while they feed on your attention, your life stagnates. You stay stuck. Because you're not in control, they are. Epictetus said it best: if someone tried to hand over your body to a stranger, you'd be outraged. Yet you hand over your mind to anyone who passes by. And the worst part? You don't even notice. Every time you chase instant gratification, dopamine floods your brain. It rewards you for doing nothing, for being passive. That's why you struggle to focus. Why meaningful tasks feel harder. Because your brain has been trained to crave easy wins. But here's the good news. You can take back control. Start with boundaries. Do a dopamine detox. Turn off notifications. Use apps that block social media. Create quiet spaces in your day, especially when you wake up and before you sleep. Protect that time. Use it to journal, read, reflect, build. Next, train your brain to ask a simple question before every action. Is this serving me or distracting me? Be honest. If it's the latter, put it down. Every distraction you eliminate is a vote for your future self. Now let's talk about time. How many times have you said, "I don't have time"? But somehow, you find hours to scroll through TikTok, to binge watch shows, to argue online. The truth is, you do have time. You're just giving it away. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Time is like a river. If you let it flow without meaning, you'll never get it back." Even as emperor, he found time to write, reflect, and grow. What's your excuse? You want to change your life? Start by respecting your time. Make a short list, 3 meaningful tasks per day. Keep it simple. Learn a skill, read a chapter, finish a project, and when you start with 5 minutes. That's all. 5 focused minutes. Momentum will carry you forward. Use the Pomodoro technique, 25 minutes of deep work. 5 minutes break. No messages. No, just checking one thing. Total focus. That's how you get results. You don't need magic. You need discipline. And discipline isn't something you're born with. You build it, quietly, patiently, in the dark. Like Leonardo da Vinci. Do you think he announced the Mona Lisa on social media before he painted it? No. He worked, day after day, year after year, in silence. While others talked, he painted. While others posted, he practiced. And in that silence, he created a masterpiece. So stop telling people your plans. Just do the work. Then let the results speak for themselves. Don't chase applause. Chase progress. Don't post your gym selfies. Let them see the transformation. Don't boast about your book. Let them read it. Be your own validation. And while you're doing the work, look around. Who are you surrounded by? Because your environment shapes you more than you know. Harvard proved it. Your success depends largely on the people closest to you. If you're constantly around complainers, doubters, excuse makers, you'll absorb their mindset. But if you surround yourself with builders, dreamers, learners, you'll rise with them. So audit your circle. Who challenges you? Who inspires you? Who makes you better? Spend more time with them. And if you don't have people like that, find them. Online, in books, in communities. Because you become what you consume, mentally and socially. At the same time, protect your mental space. Your mind is not a trash bin for the world's chaos. Stop filling it with useless gossip, toxic news, and the complaints of others. Practice mental minimalism. Filter what you let in. Ask, does this affect me? Can I control it? Does it matter? If the answer is no, let it go. Instead, focus on what you can control. Your habits, your thoughts, your attitude. Choose solitude. Embrace stillness. Go for walks without your phone. Sit with your thoughts. Be comfortable with your own company. Because if you can't enjoy being alone, you're not free. You're addicted to distraction. Train your mind like a muscle. Read deeply. Write often. Think critically. Question everything, including your own beliefs. Create mantras. Reinforce them. My time is valuable. If I don't take care of myself, no one will. Say them out loud, every day. And here's the final lesson. Just do it. Don't wait to feel ready. Don't wait for permission. Don't wait for the perfect time. It doesn't exist. Start now, even if it's messy, even if you're scared, because momentum favors action, not planning. The first step is always the hardest, but it's also the most important. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to begin. Badly, if necessary, because life rewards the doers, not the thinkers. So what will you do now? Will you keep living for others? Or will you make yourself your priority? Thank you for being here, for choosing to listen, to reflect, and to grow. If you made it to the end, I see you. You're not just watching, you're transforming. Don't stop now. Keep going. Keep working in silence. Keep building the life you deserve. And remember, you don't need anyone's permission to choose yourself. Until next time, stay focused, stay disciplined, and above all, stay true to yourself. Take care.